A bedtime story. And the name of this story is The Chick, the Ass, the Wolf, the Buck, the Cock, the Fox, the Crow, and the Lion. Once, long, long ago, in the land of yore, there was this pretty young chick who had a very shapely ass. Oh, it was a comely ass, a lovely ass, a most propitious ass. Her ass was known throughout the entire kingdom, from sea to desert, across the mountains and the plains. Men came from far and wide to view and marvel at this pretty young chick's celebrated ass, and none was ever disappointed. "Get a load of that ass," was a comment often heard, as well as, "That's the finest ass I've ever seen." Many were struck dumb by the sight of her ass, and could only whistle, as doth the wolf. It may be true that as word spread, the properties of her ass were sometimes exaggerated, until it seemed to be an almost legendary ass, an ass of mythic proportions, but I assure you it was very real and one sweet ass. Now, at the same time, in this land of yore, long, long ago, there lived a gifted young buck who had an enormous cock. What a cock this was! This cock was much larger than the proverbial baby's arm. It stood to the size of a fence post and was said to be every bit as sturdy. The proud young buck entered his magnificent cock in many fairs and competitions, and never could find its equal. This was surely a blue ribbon cock, the gold standard for all the other cocks in the land. "It is by far the staunchest cock there is," people said. "This is the cock by which all others must be measured," was the general consensus of all who had seen it. Those who had not laid eyes on it imagined a nearly fairy tale creature, a veritable dragon of a cock, but in the plain truth of the matter, it was a prodigious, humongous, bodacious cock. Now, in a land as small as the land of yore, long, long ago, it was inevitable that one day the pretty young chick and the proud young buck would meet. And when they did, it is no surprise, in fact, it was a mortal certainty, that the two fell instantly and deeply in love. Yes, they fell helplessly in love. For when the buck saw this pretty young chick, he was dazzled, he was dazed, he was delirious, he nearly fainted, and he said, as if in a trance, "All that they say about you is true, dear lady. You have an ass that men would gladly die for. I would dearly love to ride your ass. I could ride your ass all day and not tire of it, and when night would arrive, would that I could pillow my head on your ass. What dreams would come to me then? I would give no less than 10,000 golden guilders for such an ass, if I had that kind of dough." "Good sir," the pretty chick replied, blushing, "my sweet ass is not for sale. If you wish, others may be bought in the market, where many a decent ass may be found, for much less than you offer, but I peddle this particular ass for love alone." "Then perhaps we can strike a bargain," said the young buck, "and this may be my lucky day, for though my purse is empty, yet my heart is full of love." The pretty chick could barely manage to reply, for she was transfixed by the sight of this youth and his mighty cock. Her blush deepened, she could scarcely catch a breath, and she grew light-headed. "Forgive me, sir," she said, "I doubt my own eyes, for this sight boggles my mind. The size of your cock, it's overwhelming. I have heard of nature's bounty. Now, in truth, I can believe it. Should I fear for my life?" The young buck laughed to hear this. "Nay, my lady," he said, "for though this bird be huge, it is also tender and kind, of a most benevolent disposition, especially where you are concerned. My cock is here to serve you, as you wish." It took a moment for the chick to recover. At length she murmured, "Until this moment I had thought I lived, but never in all the land of yore have I seen a cock the likes of this. Did you raise him yourself?" Nay, my lady, the buck said, I cannot take full credit for this. Though he is mine, it is you who have raised him. You have given him life. He fairly preens in your presence. What a price must be on his head, the chick said. You must get offers all the time. Yet I guess there are enough silver florins in the world to pay for that. And the buck replied, You are right. He is not for sale, my lady. There are fine, upstanding cocks being sold on every street corner in the land, and they are serviceable, if that is what you desire. But as for this one, my own prized cock, love is the bill, the same as for your own sweet ass.